Very big welcome to you, my dear Scorpio. Today is your day. You're getting a full moon, and that means the sun is in Taurus, which is your opposite sign, and is giving the light to the full moon, which is in your sign. And so we're gonna look today what is coming up, and you are getting the Chariot. You're getting Cancer, right? And Cancer is the one that says, here I am giving you the opportunity to be successful. And I'm just gonna read you the beginning of this card because Hermann Handel is really a big mystic, right? And so here the number 7 traditionally is the triumph, is I have won, right? And the numbers that come here together is the 3 and the 4. But when you look up here into the Roman numbers, you get a 5 and a 2 in this deck, right? Some use the Roman numbers and some use the Arabic numbers. But here it says that the 3 and the 4 create the 7. And in the 3 and the 4, we see the Emperor and the Empress. And so when we understand that, right, is that we have, of course, the 3 and the 4, the Emperor and the Empress, which is Venus, right, the Empress, and of course Mars ruled Aries, and right now Aries is strong because Neptune and Saturn are now in Aries. We also have Mercury still in Aries and Chiron in Aries. And so Aries right now is like the emperor, that I take action. But when we look also at the 5, we see the Hierophant and the 2, the High Priestess in the 7. And so here comes a Cancer, right? Either you know a Cancer or you are now able to incorporate Cancer's success because that's where the sun stands the highest, right? And it's giving us the light to recognize how far we can grow, right? With whatever we want to grow. And the 7 is always the crown chakra, the crown where we understand more and more who do we want to become in this life, right? And sometimes we don't see that we can become a king, right? So of course we don't want to become a king to rule over others, but we want to become a king to become a person that has self-empowerment, has realized itself. And here comes the Princess of Swords, right? And so the princess are the pages of air, and we have there Gemini, right? And then we have Libra and Aquarius. And Gemini right now is playing a big part because Uranus, which rules Aquarius, is in Gemini since April 26. And so we recognize that something powerful is coming here to you, and you are hearing the call, right? You are hearing that something is letting you know here is a change that is coming to you. Now, when I calculate the zodiac signs number together, which is 3 for Gemini, 7 for Libra, that's then a 10, and then the 11 for Aquarius, it's just a 21, that's the world. That's Saturn right now in Aries. And so you can take on that world, right? Your world. It doesn't have to be the whole world, but your world that you can hold and manage and place yourself in. And of course, in the end, then the 21 turns into a 3, and the 3 zodiac signs, there is a 33. And so the 33 is mastery in how you are living in this world, how you are thinking this world into being. And so now I'm gonna pick Gemini because Gemini is relevant to the fact that that's the next reading, right? When the sun is in Gemini, but also Uranus that has moved into Gemini. And so I feel clearly that I want to take a card from Gemini's deck and not from Libra or Aquarius, right? And so here comes the card, and it's the Five of Swords, and that's Venus in Aquarius. And as you can see, there is something that is creating a headache. This bird, of course, knocking or like literally letting you know, like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you fighting? And this is what the swords do, right? We have, when we want to be successful, we need to learn how to access our mind through meditation, through breath work, that we can be in the stillness no matter what is happening with other people. But are you the one that has started the fight, or is the other one that has started the fight? And some people say, well, it's always the other one, right? But you cannot think about why the other one started the fight. You can only think about why have you reacted, or if you started the fight, why did you start that fight? You can only work with yourself. You can only look at yourself and change something there. You cannot change the behavior of the other person. He's responsible for it, not you, neither anybody else, right? And so here comes, of course, now the understanding that we have a 33, we have the 7, and the 5. Now when we calculate that together, we get the 12. And guess what? The 12 turns also into a 3, but you have to do the work, right? You have to combine the 7 and the 5, and you have to understand, am I understanding the human suffering that is out there, that when we go into success, emotional success, people question that. People want to take that away from you, right? And then you need to combine the 7 and the 5. You need to make out of that the 12. So then that the 12 is the 1 and the 2, the magician, Mercury, and the 2, the Lilith, right? The high priestess, goes deep within. And then in the 1 and the 2, when we combine those two again, like we did with the 5 and the 7, right? Then we understand, we get the 3. Then you have 3 times the 3, and that's an incredible portal that brings you to the next level. 3 times 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 times 3 is 9, completion. And so you understand clearly what these cards are saying to you, what they want from you. They want you to come to a completion, to a mastery, so that you can be emotionally successful with whomever you combine it. Is it Gemini? Is it Libra? Is it Aquarius? Doesn't matter. And then here the 5, that human aspect that keeps overthinking, that keeps fighting, that keeps wanting to be right. And so the message is clear today. The full moon is saying, watch what you're thinking, watch how you're interacting, because that's the true success. And then the money follows. And of course, then success is something that is really felt from deep within and not shown off as, look at me, I'm successful and now I can control whoever I want to control. No, I am successful because I'm emotionally balanced and clear in my head, and I have understood the 333 portal. Wow, what a message is coming through. Very mysterious, what you are, right? You are the mystic. You are the most mysterious sign of all zodiac signs. You go deep, right? And so I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Gemini, and Gemini has brought control the mind, right? Do breath work, do meditation, and I wish you, of course, a beautiful ceremony today at this important moment where the sun and the full moon are coming together and shine up in the sky really beautifully in its fullness, right? And of course, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.